So, do you think then, in your opinion, do you think that you can you can stop a ransomware attack from happening? Not necessarily CryptoStopper, but I mean, if you've got the correct tools and processes, security controls in place, do you flip that around then? Do you think it is a case of when instead of sorry, it's a case of if instead of when? That's quite interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, so I wouldn't say that every company can protect themselves from the Russian GRU or the US CIA. Like those state-sponsored actors that are utilizing zero-day exploits, very difficult to protect against that. But
Hmm.
that's not who companies need to protect themselves from. They need to protect themselves from the the cybersecurity gangs or cyber attack gangs that are out there, not state sponsored actors. So I absolutely believe companies can protect themselves, and it is a matter of if you protect yourself, then you most likely will not be attacked.
I see. I see. Yeah, I guess where the kind of the kind of perimeter as we talk about it, and in so many different ways and topics, it's it hasn't existed for a long time, right? And
Right.
I think that the focus on security is in the wrong place. We talk about this all the time. Um, yeah.
For me, I see the issue primarily as a user and an endpoint issue. So
Mm.
that perimeter that you talk about is, and that we've talked about in cybersecurity for years, doesn't exist anymore. And
Right.
so it's come down to the user and the endpoint. And what's happening, and specifically with Emotet and most of the malware that's out there, what those initial malware instances are doing is gaining a foothold on an endpoint
Hmm.
and then moving laterally. I mean, the servers are in our cases working with businesses. The servers and the networks and the cloud connected storage is what they're after, but they don't go direct to the servers. They're
Of
going
course.
to the endpoint and then moving laterally.
So I guess yeah, that's great, and yeah, I completely get it. So once again, leveraging or relying on human error, I think for the most part, but it's what
Yeah, I
we're
mean,
really talking about.
absolutely. I mean, it's human error. It's that end user, and I don't even know that I would necessarily call it human error. It's human interaction that causes those events to happen. So, and training absolutely has to be done, but I don't believe that we can train users so that they never click on the wrong thing. I mean,
Oh no.
because as you know, it only takes one, right? I mean, it's one click and it can be over.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few recently even, and there's no sophistication in the technology. It's the way that the emails, in my case, are crafted. It's
Yep.
very, very clever, and it's all psychological. So I had this one recently for Netflix, like it's $6 or something, and it was just the way that they've worded it, it was so clever because it manipulated me. And what it basically said is your subscription, your yearly, thank you very much for your yearly payment. And I was like, yearly payment? I pay monthly, and it got me. And I was so close, and I was like, whoa,
It,
really, really, and it looked real. It was just
yeah.
like a Netflix reminder, and yeah, it was incredible.
Absolutely. And I get the same. And that's why I say that no level of training, and again, not advocating companies don't train because you absolutely need to train your employees on cybersecurity.
Yeah,
Um, but it just, the fact that you and I are susceptible to those kind of mal spam emails, it,
yeah.
it just goes to show you that there's no way that we can train people enough. So again, it comes back to that layered approach of training and then the right cybersecurity protocols in place.
Yeah, Yeah, absolutely. I think I was working with one company a while back, and they've got a fantastic way of training their employees, but unfortunately, retraining is required all the time, and they run this cybersecurity awareness program, and they were sending out emails and to prove that how easy it is to get people to click on links, and everyone was like, no, we're never going to click on these links. And they know that everyone loved the Costa coffee shop across the road. So they would send them nearly every Christmas. They're still doing it now. They'll probably do it this year. A link saying, get your free Christmas coffee. And everyone's clicking on it. And as soon as they click on it, they get a message saying, come to your cybersecurity awareness training.
And you'll get a cup of coffee, but
Yeah, you'll get a coffee. It won't be Costa, but yeah, you'll get your coffee.
yeah.
I did have I'll start with one other question. So the question is, and you've probably had this question a million times, but it usually gets good attention. So what are the top 5 things an organization should do to prepare for a ransomware attack?
So number one is patch management. I think that you've got to start there. So patch management is number one. User training and education is number 2. And then, I mean, you have to have your standard antivirus and firewall. So that's got to be 3 and 4. And then CryptoStopper is number 5. So with owning a company that specifically stops ransomware, I don't even say CryptoStopper is the number one thing. Like, get the basics right, and then add on this advanced technology to stop those additional attacks that slip through, because they will. I mean, if you do nothing, so if you do none of those things, you're absolutely going to get hit with ransomware. If you do all 5 of those things, you're most likely not going to get hit by ransomware.